Hi everybody, I am delighted to say I'm with Kim Teagle, who is one of a recruiter that I've admired for a long time, frontline care recruiter, and we're going to just have a chat through and learn a bit more about what she does in her job and what makes her such a success. So hi Kim.
Hi Neil.
Tell us first of all about your role.
So my role basically is from the very beginning, from posting an advert, finding really good quality candidates. That's what we're about. So I then arrange interviews. Well, we do our screening first, obviously telephone screening. We then arrange an interview from there if they fit the criteria. They come in for their interviews. From then on, if they're successful, job offer, right through then until they actually do their first day of training. That's when I kind of then hand them over to their supervisor.
Perfect. And tell us about your background before you became a recruiter.
So my background is I was a stay-at-home mum, brought my boys up, and then decided once my youngest got to school age or senior school age, it was time for me to do something that I wanted to do. I had previous experience looking after my mum and my dad. Really loved caring, that thought of helping somebody. Decided, right, okay, I'm going to do something about it. So I started doing a bit of research. Bluebird Care came up in an advert in the local paper. Knew they were new to the area. So I decided, right, I'm going to go for it. After thinking, who's going to employ me after 20 years with no job as such. So gave them a ring, absolutely, sent me an application form, went through the process. Needless to say, I got the job. Yeah, absolutely loved it. It's just an amazing job. And then I decided to do my qualifications in NVQ2, done my NVQ3. I did an End of Life award, a BTEC in dementia as well. I became a dementia champion, so that involved going out delivering a few dementia friends sessions, which I loved. I love, again, meeting with people and passing on information. And then my directors approached me and asked me whether I wanted to be the recruitment manager, because I'm so passionate about Bluebird Care and what we do and the support you get and the career pathway, and we're very different. We're very different to a lot of companies. So I accepted the position. Initially it was part-time. Very quickly became apparent it's not a part-time role and it's not 9 to 5. That's how I ended up in this position.
Perfect. And tell us a bit about the territory. So this is, you got quite a rural territory. I mean,
it's a complete mix really, because I cover the Hook and Kingsclere office and the Newbury office. So the area is massive. Plus it has each office has its own dilemma really. So you have Newbury that's quite town centred, but very minimal and low employment there. And then we have the ruralness of Newbury, so you have the Lambourne areas, Hungerford, they're very rural but very affluent, which create a problem within recruitment. And then looking after the Basingstoke and Hook and Kingsclere areas, again, we have a central town which can be quite busy, but again, because of low unemployment, it can be an issue. Right out again to the rural areas, just on the boundaries of those. Again, affluent areas, countryside, and no unemployment.
No unemployment. And you need people with a car a lot of the time.
Absolutely,
as well,
need some
so
drivers.
pretty tough.
Yeah.
So what methods do you use to source your staff?
You have to have an open mind. So it's a drip feed really. So we use Indeed job board. We use Facebook. We use quite often we use agencies, particularly with EU candidates. We use local parish magazines. We have done some postcards in shops in the past. We haven't done it for a while. But all sorts of methods. You keep an open mind to everything. Don't be closed-minded. That's, if you think Indeed is going to be the one thing that's going to work for you, then it won't. You have to have an open mind, and particularly Facebook works really, really well. Instagram is starting to take off, because you have the ability to put short videos on there as well. Yeah. So that works really well. Facebook videos are fab. They work really well, drawing a lot of people.
So I'm really interested to learn about what you do with Facebook. So can you tell us a little bit about what are the options for you, and how do you advertise on Facebook? Where do you get most of the responses?
So it can be anything from a very small post, literally saying, have you worked in care before, not had a good experience, call us kind of thing, find out how different we are, right through to boosting adverts. So we take lots of photos when the girls are doing their training. We build up that during the week, maybe put a little video together. That can then go on there. We can boost those out into the right audience. We've got a pixel associated with it as well, so that links back to our website.
Okay.
So we can see and track who's going through that. So we can really target our audience. It can be as targeted or as untargeted as you want it to be, really. But it works really well.
And what sort of targeting, if you were boosting, would you choose? I mean, the distance presumably from the office.
Yeah. So we obviously at certain times there are certain areas that need to be targeted more than others. So we can get right out in those rural areas, find the community pages, target. Generally, it can be mums, it can be ladies that have maybe semi-retired or like myself, brought your children up and you want to get back into work. Who's going to employ me, after 20 years sort of thing. So those kind of targeted people, and you can be that choosy. You can literally say the age range, the area, obviously driver if needed, because the rural areas you do need to drive. So you can really target the audience.
And what about some of the headlines? Because obviously the components of a Facebook ad are presumably the headline, the image that you use, and what else you're going to say, the call to action and so on. So what would you say in terms of, you tried lots of different headlines?
We've tried all sorts, and all sorts work. It depends really what you're aiming for. So if we know there's a particular evenings tend to be mums, so you tend to put an advert out, any mums looking for part-time work, husband at home looking after the kids, you can come into work, build a career, whether you're part-time, full-time, all those sorts of things are included in individual adverts. So you can really target, if it's somebody older, you want somebody to do some morning calls. Are you a breakfast person? We're looking for people to come and do breakfast for people. So you can really be specific, but it's having a little bit of imagination of how to word it, really. And a lot of, sometimes they work, sometimes they don't, but before you know it, the post is disappearing somewhere, so you can always put another one on anyway.
Perfect.
Yeah.
And how do people respond? I mean, presumably they might like, they might share, what's their call to action if they were looking at this ad?
Most of it we say PM us, call us for a friendly chat, there's no commitment whatsoever, or you can put on there to message you themselves. So it's down to you whether you want, like me, I'll contact you, or send a message, PM us. Lots of different ways you can get them to interact with you as well. I tried doing a vote system. I'm not sure if I did it right, but again, I will relook at that. But it's about trying different things all the time.
Yeah.
And with Facebook, you have the ability to do that.
And do you post the ads during the week, at weekends? Do you find it posting or responses, is there a different time that people would respond?
Yeah, posting adverts tend to work. I tend to find if you post an advert, probably sort of 4 or 5 o'clock, ready for people when they get home from work. Right. You get them people responding, children going to bed, let's have a look at Facebook. So they start responding, messaging you. It usually up to around about 10 o'clock.
Okay.
So it can be quite intense. You do have to be committed.
So this is not finishing at 5 p.m.
No. You have to have that. This day and age, you need to be available when your candidate's available.
Yeah.
And even Sunday afternoons are a great time to put an advert on. Again, outside the norm, you have to look out of that 9 to 5. It doesn't exist anymore. And making sure you're available. I always make sure people know as well that we interview after 5 p.m. We interview at weekends. It's about treating people as uniquely to their circumstances as we do our customers. After all, at the end of the day, they're a customer too. They start off as a customer. So it's treating them as uniquely and to their needs and how they fit in with fitting in with our needs kind of thing.
So Kim, do you have any tips for other recruiters? How can you be as good as you are at this job?
I mean, I'm very dedicated, I'm very committed to the cause, and I want really good care assistants. So it's about no longer being 9 to 5. You have to be open-minded, you have to work after those 5 o'clock hours because people could be in work already. So it's being approachable after 5 till 10 maybe even. Sunday afternoons are a really good time. Making sure that you interview people after their hours of work. You know, would you want to employ somebody that's taken a couple of hours off work to come to an interview? No. So allow them to have their normal work and that you can fit their interview around that. Weekends, some people can't get time off work. Be open to weekend interviews. It's about being open to people and what fits in with their lifestyle really, because we're also telling them that you can have a work-life balance with care. So make sure that we are showing them that from the very beginning.
That's fantastic. Well, brilliant advice, and thank you very much, Kim. This has been really good, and I hope that everyone finds it really useful.
You're welcome.
Thank you.